Uganda is one of the countries that has agreed to temporarily host Afghan refugees at the request of the United States. An initial flight carrying 51 evacuees arrived in the city of Entebbe last Wednesday. The refugees were taken to hotels in a convoy of buses. They will remain there temporarily until they can be relocated to other countries, including the U.S. Uganda has a long history of hosting people fleeing conflict. It already hosts one of the largest refugee populations in the world, nearly 1.5 million, according to the United Nations. And we can speak to DW's Julius Mugambwa in Kampala. Julius, good to see you. Uganda says it will offer shelter to up to 2,000 people fleeing the Taliban. Do most Ugandans welcome that offer of help?
I think most importantly is to consider the official position. Already President Yoweri Museveni has endorsed this, and he has his entire cabinet behind him. And also important to note that his party, the NRM party, has the biggest section of parliament. So he has a big section of the parliament supporting it. Now, coming down to the streets, it's not necessarily much about whether Uganda is hosting the Afghans or not. Ugandans are not asking whether they should do it or not. But we have seen some online talk that shows largely positive attitude towards this whole idea, and other people are largely neutral. They won't comment, but they won't be bothered much by it.
Well, we mentioned that Uganda is already home to one of the largest refugee populations in the world. So does the country have the resources to look after these new arrivals?
I will tell you that Uganda as a country already struggles with meager resources for its nationals alone. Already funding the national budget requires a lot of support from foreigners. And then Uganda is already struggling with 1.5 million refugees, mainly from DRC and South Sudan. Now, adding any extra weight to this burden makes the equation imbalanced. But the government has made it very clear that these Afghan refugees are going to be taken care of by the United States government in the first place that brought them here. Already they are lodging in a hotel where a room goes for more than $100. These are not ordinary refugees, and we know that it's the U.S. to take care of them.
Well, we have seen accusations that the government of President Yoweri Museveni is using these refugees for political gain to improve the country's image. What do you make of that?
I think that conversation has been going on. That, yes, President Yoweri Museveni is using this as a chance to win political capital. But it also goes back to the relationship, to Uganda's diplomacy. President Yoweri Museveni, for instance, when the Americans in 2017 called for Africans to fight terrorism, he was the first president. Uganda was the first country to deploy troops to Somalia, and now it is the first country to host Afghans. And remember, just a couple of months ago, we're just coming from a highly disputed election. So there's a possibility that President Yoweri Museveni might use this as to score political mileage. And then critics think, yeah, that is what it is. But you can't deny the fact that Museveni has a long history of playing his diplomatic cards very well.
DW correspondent Julius Mugambwa in Kampala for us. Good to talk to you.